Hello. I am not in with my mask. I spent, I had to, I just got done at the beauty. I went over to Color Masters over in Las Vegas, off Las Vegas Boulevard. It is a must do, and it's only an hour drive. I don't mind, driving around and stuff because of the fact that. Uh, when you get a bad hairstyle in Trump, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. I had brown hair. Anyway, we're going to be talking about my daughter's cat, how we got my daughter's cat. We used to help most places that don't have kill shelters, and they didn't have a kill shelter, and we worked at one. That is how I got Mr. Cat Cat, because his owner was moving to overseas, and she was so happy that I adopted Mr. Cat Cat that she gave me a bunch of stuff. I'm moving anyway, have it. And here I go, and you see Mr. Cat Cat, he's good in him. You put him in the thing, he's good. My daughter had a cat from hell. Oh yes. He was over 50 pounds. He was about this big around. And when you get a cat carrier, they gave us a cat carrier. It was, well, it has I said, I got a 50-pound cat. You better give me that cat carrier with a big wide opening. Now that's for the dogs. We don't give them. Well, you mean you don't give them for the dogs? I need it for this cat. So we get the cat carrier in, you see, and we're like pulling it in. And then as we pull the cat carrier in, I try to get a cat. Remember, this cat's this big, and I'm going, yeah. So we get this big 50-pound cat with claws and everything. He's like looking, wow, wow, wow. So here he is meowing like you can't believe. And I'm like, oh my God. So this, yeah, he was the biggest baby. You put him in this big cat. We're not talking a 20-pounder. We're talking 50 pounds. I live 50 pounds, and that's heavy. Yeah, in one little cat. It's like, damn, well, I wonder why all the food was gone. Put it in. He was my daughter's cat, and my daughter loved him because he was her love. But like anything, you got to be even. I was going to shave him, and boy, did he show me. Oh, yeah. So when you have an animal that, and what I've learned when you move them, wear gloves. Oh, yeah. It's like you go to move. Come on, come on. It's a big cat. So I'm learning about, when you drive in a small town. Well, I was going home, and somebody stopped, and they had their turn signal on. They just stopped. I'm like, is they looking for a house? No, they just stopped. So I went to go around them. They wouldn't let me around. I'm like, hold it, hold it. I'm a block, not even a block from my house. So I wanted to tell them, hey, could you move out of the road so I could go home? So they ended up acting like, oh, they're going to carjack me. They pull up ahead, and they pull up. They're on a regular. They go, I'm like, oh my God. It's like, well, we're just vacationing out here, and we just figured no one would hit us. I don't know. They didn't say that, but it's like, dude, move. No one wants to. You may be waiting for, I know this is the gateway to hell, but heaven. Yeah, it feels like that. Oh my gosh, my dad used to call Pahrump, my small town, Gomorrah, and it really is a Gomorrah. Anyway, I finally got home, and I'm thinking, people, please be careful when you stop and you vacation and stuff. put your like emergencies on and let people know, you know. I mean, oh well. Anyhow, I'm I think that I'm going to write the Travel Channel another video long letter, and I hope I know. You know what? I know. I have my own person. I have a friend who's a guru, and a long time ago, he was my friend's roommate. And we used to just talk about stuff. We never had anything romantic. We were not in that kind of, even though we were both good looking people, we just didn't feel the spark. But he was like a really good friend, and his wife is absolutely gorgeous. So we were talking about practical jokes you can play as a guru, and he had made a fake meditation thing. They'll say stuff like "la la la fuck la 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 you," and it's funny. You would have to hear it to really understand. Uh, as I know that when you're dealing, more or less, the small town thing is I really want to move to Vegas. I'm hoping to get at least rent a one bedroom to someone who just wants $100 a month and maybe a little extra for the electric. You know, I see my little town as Gomorrah, and I see my bigger town as Sodom. That's what my dad, his church, and a lot of other people around there used to call, the areas I live in. So when I talk to people, they go, "Wow, you're in Gomorrah, what's it like?" And I go, "Well, 90% of the couples are swingers. I really do not, mesh well with those type of people. They have a different frame of thought. And that's something for you to think. If you have young children, and it's just it hits me in a wrong way. I am not into women. I do not enjoy women touching me inappropriately, and I put them on my shit list, because I think that if you're going to go and touch people appropriately so you can show your manliness, then it's not hitting my I guess I would say turn on button. So anyway, if anyone would say, it would be like, I do like the quietness. The one thing my son said, and I almost cracked up, and it's true. If there were to be a event where people could not get their medication for like a month or more, most of the people here in the town would cease to exist. And I hate to say that, but the whole point is it's true. They would cease to exist, and there would be a lot more stuff to go around. So that's why I picked Pahrump, because of the mantle. The best place to live, if you're like one of those people who want to dig underground and think that the world's going to end, would not be Pahrump, because of it would be the mantle is not that old, and it's very sandy. The best place to go for anything like that would be Arizona. Has the oldest mantle. That means that the top part is very thick and old, and is really a stable thing to go for. I have been looking in Arizona, a small town, and I'm thinking of either this month or next month going there and checking it out, see what the work is like. And I'm just tired of Sodom and Gomorrah. I really am. It is so evil, and some of the people you think are nice and stuff are just there. Um, I, as far as I feel that, time is coming soon that I will be going, and I don't know where right now. I just feel that I need to get out of this evil place. This is the most evil place I've ever been in. I lived in Southwest Detroit, and it's nothing compared to Southwest. It's worse than Southwest Detroit when it comes to the evil feeling. That it just feels like it's, you know, how you have smog. That smog. That's how it feels, and it's like I hate coming back to my small town. I'm going, oh God, and here's all the oh, and I try to, I trigger everybody because at work they just get triggered. So when you let me give some advice to you. People ask me how I stay. I'm 54 years old and I look like in my mid 30s and stuff. I act like a kid. Um, but the thing is, I may act like a kid and stuff, but I'll tell you this much. Back when I was 18, the FBI wanted my butt. So I said to my therapist, do you think that the FBI would want me as a consultant so I could still smoke weed? I am going to, I don't know who my father's friend that worked for the FBI, but I would like to work for them as a consultant. They had tested me twice, and I'm thinking of going in to be tested and to work as a consultant part-time. I'm trying to find a part-time job, and that's the only thing I could come up with that would coincide with my background. Um, I laugh at the point because they were going to put me in like it was be comparable to the X Files. They call, what was it? The Fuzzy Wuzzy World is a whole different thing than what it means. And I really was told how things worked and I would fit in good. And I would have. I really could kick myself in the ass for saying no. I was handed that job and I could have worked it. I really could have. I'm just upset that I didn't. That's the only thing. So I'm trying to move on. So in order to move on, maybe I can try consultant. If I don't get it, I'm still I'm putting my eggs everywhere so I can get something. And when it comes to my animals, they're the only things that's given me attention. I'll be honest with you. There are times if I don't go out and go shopping and talk with people, if I stay inside here and I do, I go to work and then I go home, take my shower, go to bed, go to work, do all that again and again, what happens is I get closed up and I feel sad and stuff, and I want to interact with people, and that's why I thought, well, I can get a bartending job. I hate dealing with drunks. When we had an Uncle George. Uncle George was great, especially when he got drunk, because you can move him everywhere. We used to put him in that chair with the, wheels. We put him out for Halloween one year, and he slept through the whole Halloween experience, and everyone thought that Uncle George was a really good prop. Yeah, he always wondered why we invited him over around Halloween, but yeah, or Halloween, yeah. Because I told him, you make a better prop. What do you mean? Oh, never mind. Yeah. When it comes to people who are alcoholics, and I will put that underneath below to get help, I do not want to go into a relationship with someone who is an alcoholic. I got out of a relationship that someone was an alcoholic. If you have that kind of drinking problems, then maybe you should be alone and not don't ask me out for a date. I do not do, if you smoke weed, fine. Alcohol's a whole different thing. I have lost my friend Christina. I think her Facebook page is still open under Christina Deppa. She died in October of cirrhosis of the liver. She was 43 years old. She was 10 years younger than me and looked older than me. No joke. People ask me what I do. I meditate a lot. I listen to 432. Think of the frequency of 432, and that is also a healing frequency. Uh, I always say this, the sugar, all the stuff, it does actually make you sick in a lot of ways. And my family, I grew up with almost no sugar except on holidays. That's it. We didn't have cake all the time. There wasn't like a piece of cake waiting for me as a kid after dinner. There wasn't. You didn't get cake. You didn't get a lot of stuff. That happened on birthdays, and that happened on special occasions. There was no candy readily available. That was considered a special treat. So when I brought my kids up was the same exact way. You want candy? You want a treat? Because that's how I bought my kids by most parents. You're going to be good. I'll give you a sticker. If you have an Alzheimer's parents, they love stickers. You might want to give them a sticker book and treat them like they're, 10, because that's what I did for my mother. That's the only way I got her to do stuff. The dollar store used to sell some really cool stickers over in San Bernardino. I used to get them in San Bernardino when I was down there. So I get all these cool stickers. I lived in the high desert, so I'd drive down and tend with my mom and get stickers. I got tired of telling people, my mom's pinching you because she just likes your butt, is not going to go for it. Mom, if you pinch anyone, you're going to lose stickers. See, I had to play that. Oh, I'm going to lose. Yes, you're going to lose stickers. So I really want you to understand that you can lose stickers, Mommy. It's not going to happen. I don't understand. I like the butts. Yes, I know. Try to argue with someone that is like ancient and has money is very hard, but I did it. I was the only child out of 4 children that could rule my mom. And we're sisters. No, we're not. I'm not that old. I'm not 80. Okay, we're not sisters. Everyone laugh. She would stand in front of me, and I remember her doctor going, "So, Candy, my mom's name was not Candy. Her name was Catherine. So, Catherine, what did you do today?" "Yeah, really? Did you take your vitamin?" "You got to start taking your vitamin." "I just did. I told him I took my vitamins and everything." "Well, we got a feeling you didn't." "Well, I try. It's all bad medicine. You give me nasty stuff." And then we go in there, and she would tell them, I didn't eat nothing. I only drank everything." "Well, your blood sugar is really, really high. Do you think your daughter can call me after we go home?" I went home and found out my mother took a gallon of ice cream, melted it, and drank it. Oh, God. I looked at her. "Clear. If I clear, it's got to be clear. So is this clear?" And she goes, "No, it's not clear." "Well, coffee's not clear." "That's the only one. I'm letting you get away with coffee and tea. But any food beverage that you can melt is a no." Oh yeah, try to tell that to something that's, scares people and tries to take money away. She wasn't even giving me any money, and she knew that she couldn't buy me. So I looked at her and said, "Guess what, Mom? You get no ice cream." She goes, "What? You promised?" "I promised an extra sticker. I didn't promise no ice cream because you melted that shit and drank it. You drank a week's worth of ice cream in one sitting. Jesus Christ, Mom." She was not fat. My mom was as skinny as I am now, just older. Yeah, I never had a weight problem until I dealt with, I actually had, now I don't care. The only drugs, I do the only one, weed. That's it, baby. That's it. That's where the buck stops. I have lost friends with cocaine. I have seen people with their noses eaten out. I have seen people lose their life job. It's not worth it. You know, it's worth it living a life. You know, I was so happy I can run and it doesn't hurt. I'm like, I fell down in my kitchen and had to wait for someone to pick my ass up because I was in a car accident. My back was hurt and I was fat. I was miserable and I tried everything. So finally, when I had my last 50 pounds, we're talking, you have 50 pounds. And when I said, you know, Devin, I want to get to 135. I'm not 135 now because my daughter and I agreed, way too skinny. 140 is where I'm at. 135, 140. I fluctuate. And yeah. You want to know how I lost the last 50 pounds? Human growth hormone. I looked it up, and that was the only safe measure I can use because I love weed, and weed gives you, got it, but also it makes you feel good, weed. So I had an appetite, and I could not control. I tried everything from drinking lots of water, watching my app. I had an app, put everything in there. And finally, I just said, okay, I got to cheat. So I did the human growth, found it online. Actually, my son found it online. I bought it. And I do not like shots. I got the littlest, you could get the littlest. It's like a half an inch. And you put it in your stomach where the fatty part is. This is the thing I'm talking about. Be careful if you use that, where to put it, because that area that you ejected in, it will make the fat disappear. So I had for the longest time an indention where I used to poke everywhere. I had indentions because that's where, yeah. Another thing, don't go past 2 weeks. You go 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off, because it takes your whole appetite away. You don't want to eat, but it gives you, this is what the human growth hormone gives you, a lot of energy. Oh yeah, you're like an energy whore. Woo! I wouldn't suggest anyone to use this because if you use it past the 2 weeks, for some reason I decided to use it past, yeah. I really got to the point I wasn't addicted to not eating, I was addicted to the energy. So I finally gave it to my son and said, you know, I've lost all my weight. I don't need to do that no more. But now when I get nervous or things are going weird, my stomach just, I don't eat. I don't hardly eat. And it doesn't worry me by things, wow, you know, I'm not hungry, you know, I'm all stressed out. And I won't eat when I'm stressed. It's weird. I don't know if it's a thing from using that because I never had that before. You know, usually when I was stressed, I would sit in front of that TV and be eating. Not anymore. You know what I do now? I exercise. I have an app called Better Me. I bought a lifetime membership because I had a feeling that if times got hard, at least I could keep healthy. That's the most important thing. Another important thing is to drink probiotics. That's what I do. People want to know how to stay young. Well, stay out of the fucking sun. If you're a sun worshiper, and oh, let me show you what you guys should be using. I make up my own. So, you know, it's easy. Easy peasy. All you have to do is get some zinc oxide. That's what's in it. And you mix it with lotion. There you go. You can make it, I can make lotion, you know, smell any way I want. And it's great. You can find all that online if you want to make your own suntan lotion, but you want to stay young. Either stay out of the sun or wear fucking suntan lotion, because that's the only way you're going to stay young. Because if you live in the sun, it's going to age you. What it does is, all the wonderful collagen, it eats up collagen, and that's what keeps all of us young. And that's what I was told many times. From the time I was 8, my grandmother was like, I literally did grow up in California. And I was told when I lived in San Bernardino as a young kid, you know, um, to use sunblock. I got my body's changed to where I actually tan. You see, it hasn't in the last 10 years, I haven't been able to, I've been able to tan the last 10 years, but beforehand, I would burn. I mean, literally burn. You could see my skin, if I stayed in the sun past a certain time. My family didn't want me to be an archaeologist for many reasons, but one, because I was so light skinned, and they said, no, you're not going to look like a leather skinned woman. You're not going to do this. That's not enough money. And yeah, they used to make below poverty level. Most archaeologists, no matter what they say, they do not make a lot of money. It's like a side job. Most. That's back in the 80s. So I was told recently that my clothes are bought at a 20-something store. My clothes, if you really want to know, most of my pants, the exercise pants, are $120 a piece, and they're bought. Most of the women there are over 60 in the store. I'm the youngest thing there, so I can't wear them anymore. Oh God, they help me with my varicose veins. That's all. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm been looking all over. Like I said, I'm doing the travel channel, and I am going to make a whole message to them who I am as a person, and give them a roundabout reason to want to bring me in for an interview. I know they will. I am an excellent worker, and it would be so fun. Anyhow, because I travel, I get the itchy foot like my dad, and that's where I've been. I've been wanting to go to Alaska, and I don't know why. I've just gotten the inkling for Alaska, and I don't fish, even though my family were fishermen. People have asked me, what do you want to have for another tattoo? I am going to go with the fact that since my family has been anchored to the ocean, I am going to get my trident like all my other family members have gotten their tridents. So I believe I deserve my trident like everyone else, and I am going to get it when I get, you know, I'm going to get it when I get the money. I think I'll do it as when I pay my Jeep off. Will be like I'll get my trident. That would be fun. So if you guys want to, if you are interested in giving me any, I guess it'd be donations, just tell me. I'll try to figure out something. I really don't give a shit anymore if you give me money. It'd be great. You know, I believe I'm going to show everybody my real me. I'm an asshole. I'm a real asshole. If someone asks for music to play, I'm going to laugh and say, no, it's not going to happen. It really isn't. I really don't give a fuck. To be honest, I really don't. I'm in Gomorrah. 90% of the couples here are swingers. So my ex is in heaven. I'm not. So, like I said, I am broadening my experience and looking to Arizona, where the mantle is way older and where you can actually put something in the basement instead of being crushed to death by a bunch of rocks and stuff. If the world is turning and the mantle is going, you don't want to be in an old mantle, you know, like old ground, young ground, because it's going to turn up. So I'm just putting it out there. And that's where I am at that. As for comedy, I don't know how to put it any way or form. Living here in Gomorrah, I've had my life threatened. I've had shots fired at me. I've had a lot of things happen, yeah. And to say that Detroit, I've never had half the things happen to me in Detroit that I would expected that it happened here. And just because people are nice does not mean that they like you. It's the truth. I have never been so lonely, and um, have met so many narrow-minded people in one place where I'm like, wow, do you know about this? Do you know? Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I got nobody to talk to. And that's what I'm looking for, is like-minded people who I could talk with, not people who have tons of secrets in another life and they don't care about you anyway. You got tons of secrets in another life. Yeah, you might as well just keep me out of your thing. And if you're an alcoholic, don't call me. I won't call you. That's how I feel. I do not want to deal with someone with an alcohol problem that's not taking 12 step. Now, if you're in a program, that's different. But if you're not, you really need to take a 12 step and talk to a therapist if you've got that problem. You know, as for myself, I'm an asshole. I might put the 800 number down. I might not. I don't care. I really don't. You know, and I know no one cares about me. So, you know, I'm the only one that should care. But it's like, you know, I've come to the point I'm no longer going to be nice. I'm going to smile and just be an asshole, because I was better at an asshole than being nice. Being nice sucks. Yeah, I like being an asshole. Just telling, that's not going to happen. Because it's true. I rather like, do I have to? It's not like you're not helping anybody. I'm not giving any extra shit like music, anything else. Yeah. No. I got better things to do in my life than to play music player. As for my son bought I could say liquid weed, and apparently bought some chatter that was liquid, and my husband decided to take it for himself and act like it fell off. Yeah, my ex steals. Yeah. He always would say, "Oh no, I didn't steal." Yeah, you stole it if you didn't pay for it. Yeah. So what I am figuring out is this, that if you're dating in Trump and uh, more or less you're screwed. That's what I've learned. If you're not wanting anybody who's an alcoholic, you're screwed, because I really don't drink. I'm after the one way you can lose weight, you got to give up alcohol. So I gave it up so I can lose weight. I gave it up for almost 5 years because that's what got me in trouble in the first place. You see, about 21 years ago, Omega wanted a divorce from Senior Psychopath because he wouldn't stop screwing the whole neighborhood, and I had to hear about it. So what happened was I used to buy champagne by the cases. I knew the guy who sold it in Detroit. He knew our family he knew my family back in Germany. And he's like, Nagel, come on down. And I'm like, yeah, you got some good. I buy about $200-300 of that. Yeah. I worked a job, my husband paid the bills, and he let me do whatever I want with my money. So I drank a shitload of mimosa. That was a cheap, believe it or not, Andre champagne. If you buy it in by the case, it is cheap shit. Back then, I got a whole case for $30. I'm like, woo! Yeah, I got good deals. He would slang me good deals, and I would do psychic readings for him. And he swore by him, even though I didn't know a lot of times what I was saying. Hey, you know, the color blue is where you got to go. And he's like, yep, yep, I'll write that down. And he would record them. And I only did it for him because it takes a lot out of me. It takes so a lot. But that's the deal we had. And my husband, never, my ex, never knew what was going on. Where he gets so good, he doesn't give me. And I go, you don't do psychic readings for him. Really? Oh, wow. You do psychic? Yeah, I finally told him. Yeah. So anyway, what transpired, I got really drunk. I got into an argument. I got an argument with my ex. And what happened was, because he was still in the Navy, it was considered a federal crime. So think about that. Anyone who's in any armed forces, that if you get in an altercation with, you can end up in federal prison. I didn't know that. But what happened was I ended up in federal prison. I would have. He said that he would not press charges if I went back with him because he felt that I needed him. No. How many women would want to go to bed with an ugly man? You got to have a pretty girl so they think that he's got something going on in the bedroom, because there was nothing going on. It hasn't been ever. You know, it's just one of those things. And that's just the way it goes for my life. Actually, it's getting better. I know it is. I'm working with my guru. Uh, it's been, like he said, you gotta learn to let go, and it's the hardest thing. I think having my ex cheat on me all throughout our marriage, from the time we pretty much were married to, you know, the time we were divorced. He would say, but I'm not cheating, I'm only getting a blow job or whatever. That's cheating. You know, if you're broken up, if you break up with somebody, you see, call them up, hey, I break up with you, I'm no longer with you, then it's not cheating. I don't think that anyone in Pahrump is not touched. I want to work on moving to a small town in Arizona. That's the closest thing right now I'm going to get to Europe. I always wanted to move to Europe, but I heard that my hairstylist said, Steph, you know, it's really expensive, and I heard that they tax people so much. A lot of Europeans are going over to China and stuff where the taxes are not that bad, and they're dealing with other stuff. So the government, no taxes, but boy, the government. Yeah, I have. I lost touch with so many friends, and it would be wonderful to reconnect with my cousins Dean and Don, but apparently they think I'm still married, and I gotta send out the thing that I'm divorced, let everyone know, because then I could connect with my family. They didn't he was a normal. Everyone I work with are normals. They're all normal. Normals are people who are narrow-minded and go with the conformity, and either have some problem where they're dealing with, they're not dealing with it, they're just alcohols, and you know, and just, they're normal, they're not psychic. When I deal with normal people who don't have like the touch or the knowledge or whatever, it's hard to deal with narrow-minded people, and you're like going, oh God, no, yeah. And that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'm in Gomorrah. And yes, it is that bad. Oh, trust me, it is that bad and worse than what you think. It is worse than Detroit. At least I knew what to expect in Detroit. I knew what was out. The hookers go there and the Johns go there. Then you have hookers in the, oh yeah, the hookers hated me in the alleyway. Yeah, the super soakers, yeah, I put piss in a super soaker and got them. Oh, I'm terrible. Yep. So I'm putting out the whole fact. I'm going to pray to God I'm going to pray right now. Dear God, please help me when I go to work. I do everything right and I don't trigger anybody off. Like, say, UFO, aliens, Area 51. Please help all the people that need help. Please help anyone who's been mean to me. I know they didn't mean it, but please keep all the people who have been mean to me away from me. Please help me, God, that if you see that I need to move and it's too evil, please work it where I can be out of, or at least have a job with a travel channel and where I can travel everywhere and be away from this evil Gomorrah. Amen. That's how I feel about this town. It's the most evil town I've ever been in. I lived in Southwest Detroit and used to hear gunfire all the time. I can't sleep without some type of music or something on because I've lived there for so long. I got so used to the noisy type of thing. So when I deal with the small town that I live in, it's Gomorrah. It really is. I have never seen a town so evil. I really have never. I lived in Southwest Detroit and wow, it is really, it puts me up with a purge. It's right up there. With some of the people, when I was walking and this couple did a 360, turned around. Hi, how are you? We will give you a ride. We want me to give you a ride. I'm like with my phone, I go, I got my phone here and it's got an app and I didn't want to be on a milk carton that week. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, go back home. Ooh, and they're looking at me like that creepy smile. You know that creepy smile when you see it. You're like, ooh, honey, I hope you didn't do that on picture day. That's just creepy. Yeah, I'm afraid to walk out on my my one street in the person. I'm afraid to walk out there because I usually get some, hi, you need a ride. No, I don't need a ride. I'm fucking walking. I've had, oh, you don't even keep it driving. I am from Detroit and I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just going to say to people, fuck, I'm walking. But if you need a ride in my small town, get Gussie to just put on exercise clothes and walk out there. If you look decent, you'll get a ride. You might not end up to the place you want to go, but you'll get a ride. You'll get a ride. They go, and these men all think they're all snazzy. They're just driving in their beaters. And that doesn't matter what they drive. They're driving in their cars and they all like, hey, honey, can I pick you up? It's like, you know that beer you're drinking. No, you know that meat you're drinking that drooled up. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, no, yeah, that's one guy looked like he had blood all over him and it was paint. No, it's not blood. It's paint. I swear, it's paint. It's really. And my joke was, oh, you seen me, went home, took care of business. And then you go, hey, let's go pick up another friend. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. It's not going to be happening anytime soon. So I now walk in my backyard in a fucking circle. Yeah, it's fun. My neighbors, I should start doing it in my swimsuit, make it a little more eventful, we have tassels. Woo! Woo! No, I don't have tassels and I don't do that. My neighbor had her window made smaller because she said that the people who were living there, her boyfriend was oogling me at the pool. It's been too cold to bring out the pool. Got to be about 100 because you got to warm up that water. And it seems like regular water works fine, but when you have salt in your water, it seems to take forever to heat up. Yippers. So I'm going to go to bed. I got to get up. But yesterday I had not felt well. It's personal. I feel better now. I had a moment where I was on Mr. Potty for a long time. That's all. And I didn't want to bring that to work because you can't sit on the toilet and work. So yeah, I'm looking forward, wherever life takes me. I really, I know I probably won't be able to be a consultant for the FBI, but that'd be so cool, wouldn't it? I work for the Fabulous Body Inspectors. Can I inspect your body? That's what I wanted. I want to wear the FBI thing, and no, I don't work for the FBI. I inspect the bodies. You got a nice body? I'll inspect it. Oh God, I worked in so many serious roles in my life that I am embracing my childhood inner being. And if people don't like it, they could go fuck off. And if you don't like it, you could turn the channel. I don't give a care. I'm an asshole. I'm going to be honest. I have always been able to tell people how I think and not have a problem. Lately, people get triggered when you tell them that, well, my brother was told all the time, be like your sister, be like your sister. Now you got a bigger set of tits than me. So yeah, he became like me. Be careful what you tell your kids. And it's just like that, I'm just like, well, apparently other people can wear shorts, but I can't. I can't wear shorts. I'm supposed to wear, I'm like thinking, what are we, Muzzy now? Muslim? Because my brother is Muslim. And he has this whole thing how women should look. You know what? If some fucker tells me on my home, on my turf, where I live, where I eat, to tell me that I have to be covered up, I'd be go, fuck you. I'm not going to be covered up. So, yeah, I'm not. Oh, there we go. So everyone have a good day. I don't know much what to say because I'm afraid any one of my neighbors might get triggered. Yes, my brother is a Muslim. Yes, I believe in God. And I know some people, I have gotten complaints about talking about God and praying. You know what? If you don't like it, fuck off. I will pray and I will talk to God because sometimes he's the only idiot that wants to listen to me. And that's good for me. Keeps me out of trouble. I pray at work even. I do. I had a friend, he's like going through a hard time, and I said, I'll keep praying for you. He goes, okay, keep up that, keep praying. And things got better for him. I feel good. You feel like, yeah, I did something good. Yeah. Oh, and if you have, I always, if I have enemies, God, you know what? He's not a good person. Smite him. God, anyone who threatens, hurts, or anything of me, smite him good, smite him bad, smite, mighty smiter, mighty smiter, mighty smiter. Yeah. So I'm going to go and work my butt off where I work at. Okay. I don't say where I work at. We have a special place. It's magical. Have a good one. And may you be the bigger asshole. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what would be a good sign of be a big asshole like me. I am. I truly am. I could probably say that if you were to look up the definition of asshole, you would see my picture and going, yeah, that's it. That's how I feel. I now on, if somebody wants music wherever, yeah, it's not going to happen. I don't care. Start humming because that's where it's going to be going because I'm not a DJ. I am not anything like that. And when it comes to when someone starts treating me crappy, oh yeah. So when it comes to relationships, I'm going to say that at my small town is a no-go. I am actually, you know, giving up on that. I am soon going to have my family has expressed a real someone who gets you together and stuff, and I would have to work with a woman who would have me go through the dating process with several different men or whatever, and I'm like not wanting to go through with that, so I'm just sitting back here getting myself uh, better and not better, just improving myself all the time. And people wonder, I don't go in the sun without sunblock. I don't do half the shit that people do. That's the reason why I don't look 54 years old. That's why. I don't drink to oblivion. That's what I used to call my next door neighbor, Oblivion. I didn't know her name for a year. Devin's like, yeah, you called her Oblivion. Why? She drinks to herself to oblivion. She was dying and knew it. And I didn't know. I thought she was just an asshole like me. I can be the bigger asshole. Let's see who can be the big one. Me, I'm the big asshole. I am. I just given up on being nice. It's so much easier to look and go, yeah, I'll do it, not do it. That's me. At home, yeah, I get my shit done. But if when I get my work done and I'm doing something else, I used to look at my asshole ex and go, yeah, okay, I'll get it done. No, you're not. I know. And so it sounds good. It gives you an idea. Oh, yes, I do it. Not. So I have no worries on getting dates. It's just having a relationship. Yeah. But I'm sure that will change soon. So I got my hair done. I'm lovely. It's good for a month and a half. Happy. So I'm going back in August to get my hair done. They do such. I go to Color Masters. Real good. Look at that. I'm an asshole. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm the type of person that I did you. Oh yeah. Not did you, but got you good. Because I'll think all day. I have a job where I can think all day how to get even for 8 hours to 10 hours. Tomorrow is going to be a 10-hour day. So you enjoy yourself. I am going to bed.